day everyone, I am the Cadet Ivan Lawrence Barredo. This video is for educational purpose only. Our group is allowing our instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardines, to use this as educational material. Join us guys as we tackle about the introduction to the study of globalization by Manfred Steger. Here's the topic we're going to talk about. We have at least 4 topics for this video. So first is the Manfred's ideology of globalization. Second is Michael Freden's sentiment. The third one is Aljur Apadorai's contribution. And lastly, the scapes of
Globalization is a term used to describe how trade and technology have made the world into a more connected and independent place. According to Manfred Steger, globalization is the intensification of the worldwide social relationship which link distant localities in such a way that local happenings are shaped by events occurring many miles and vice versa. Ideologies of globalization. The first one is market globalism. So market globalism is one aspect of globalization associated with free market ideology. This involves the different countries having free trade with each other without government restriction. Market globalism can be complemented by other globalism like justice globalism. The second is justice globalism. Justice globalism is an approach to globalization that focuses on social or left-wing notion of global justice. This can be compared to market globalism, which is a more business-friendly approach. Justice globalism has been criticized as naive and lacking direction. The last one is religious globalism. Religious globalism is the spread of influence of religious practices and beliefs across national and cultural boundaries. This can involve the transformation of religious organizations and the use of technology to take beliefs globally. Globalization can also allow religions that were previously isolated to come into contact with each other, which can lead to greater religious tolerance. However, globalization can also have negative effects such as expansion and extremist ideas and terrorist recruitment. Steger identifies the 4 principal forms of globalization. The first is embodied globalization. Embodied globalization is a term that refers to a physical movement and connectivity of people across the world. It is considered the oldest form of globalization, is one of the 4 major formations of globalization. Second is disembodied globalization. Disembodied globalization is a form of organization that involves the worldwide movement of intangible things and processes such as information, data, and ideas. It is characterized by the extension of social relations through this movement. Some commentators also include foreign direct investment as part of the disembodied globalization. Third is object extended globalization. Object extended globalization is the movement of objects, especially traded commodities, across the world. It is one of the 3 forms of globalization along with disembodied globalization and another form. The fourth is organizational extended globalization. Is the movement of organizational behaviors across international borders. It can also describe as the flow of information, ideas, and values between different countries and organizations.
I'm going to talk about Michael Freden's sentiments. First is the skepticism towards globalism as an ideology. Michael Friedens appears to be skeptical about considering globalism as a fully formed and established ideology. He believes it is premature to indefinitively label globalism as an ideology at the time of his assessment. Second is the caution in pronouncement. Frieden suggests that due to the complex and evolving nature of political belief systems, especially in rapidly changing global contexts, it is important to exercise caution before categorizing something as a new ideology. Third is the changing morphologies of ideologies. Frieden emphasizes that dynamic and shifting nature of political belief systems. He argues that the fragmentation of established ideologies and uncertainty about existence of ideology itself make it necessary to reassess how ideologies are conceptualized and classified. Number 4. Holistic, contender, and experimental approaches. Frieden proposes two methodological lines of inquiry for understanding ideologies. He mentions the idea of holistic contender, which could possibly include globalism, and suggests exploring unconventional methods like thought exercises. The fifth one is challenging classification conventions. Frieden advocates for questioning the conventional methods used to classify and categorize ideologies. He encourages the researchers to consider alternative approaches that might better capture the changing dynamics of political belief system. The sixth one is interest of shifting boundaries. Friedens demonstrates his interest in exploring and analyzing the shifting boundaries of ideologies. He acknowledges that political belief systems are not static and require periodic scholarly re-evaluation. The seventh one is recognition of ideology transformations. Frieden acknowledges the need of scholars to recognize and adapt to significant ideology transformations. He suggests that conventional classification system may become outdated and less effective in capturing the nuances of contemporary political beliefs. The last one is imagination and creativity in research. Friedens reflect his intellectual imaginations and openness to innovate approaches in the study of ideologies. He encourages the scholars to engage in experimental exercises to redefine and classify ideologies based on new insights.
Arjun Appadurai contribution delves into how these global flows create complex, localized impacts using concepts like scapes. To analyze the dynamic interplay between global and local influences, together, their work provides a comprehensive view of how globalization shapes and is shaped by diverse social and cultural forces.
Arjun Appadurai contribution to the study of globalization in his focus on the cultural aspects of globalization, particularly in the way in which it is experienced and shaped by individuals and communities. He emphasized the importance of understanding globalization as a multidirectional process with flows of people, idea, and image moving in all directions. He also highlights the role of imagination and creativity in shaping how people experience and respond to globalization. His work has been influential in shifting the focus of globalization studies from a purely economic perspective to one that includes the cultural, social, and political dimensions.
Aljur Apatourei's contribution. Aljur Apatourei's contribution, the study of globalization as discussed by Manfred Stanger in his book Introduction to the Study of Globalization. are significant and multifaceted. Apadurais is a permanent anthropologist whose work has profoundly influenced the understanding of globalization, particularly through his conceptualization of global culture flows and nation of escape. This scape illustrates how globalization is not a uniform process but one that is fragmented and complex, with different aspects of culture and society moving in different directions and at different speed. Here are some key contributions. Uh, First, the structure and difference. Apadurai argues that globalization is characterized by disjuncture and differences, rather than a seamless homogenizing process. Globalization creates various forms of disjunctures, where the different escapes intersects in unpredictable ways. These result in new forms of cultural hybridity and the reconfiguration of identities, rather than a simple spread of Western culture. Second, globalization and modernity. So, Abadurai's work also explore the relationship between globalization and modernity. He suggests that modernity, driven by globalization, is not a uniform experience. Instead, it manifests differently in various parts of the world, influenced by local contexts and histories. This challenges the idea that globalization leads to a single global modernity. Third, imagination and social life. So, another crucial contribution in Apadorai's emphasis on the role of imagination in social life under globalization. He argues that the global flow of media and information has transformed the imagination into a social practice, enabling people to imagine new identities, social arrangement, and responsibilities, thereby playing a key role in social change. So, Steger discusses this contribution to highlight how globalization is a complex, multifaceted process that cannot be understood through a single lens. Apadurai's framework helps to unpack the diverse and often contradictory effects of globalization on culture, identity, and social structure.
Aljor Apadurai is known for his world-renowned expert on the cultural dynamics of globalization. Having authored numerous books and scholarly articles, the nature and significance of his contribution throughout his academic career have earned him the reputation as a leader figure in his field. So, global cultural flow is a concept developed by anthropologist Aljun Aparudais that refers to the movement of people, ideas, and material goods across socio-political boundaries. Apadurais developed this concept as a way to explore globalization both in the past and in the present. He instead proposes that flows or escape move through the world, carrying capital, images, people, information, technology, and ideas. As these flow travel through nation boundaries, they from different combinations and independencies mutate and devise cultural ideas into nation and state. Aljun Aparudais discussed this term of 5 specific scapes or flows of globalization: ethnoscape, technoscape, idioscape, financial scape, and mediascape. A good example of these 5 specific scapes or flows is the Olympic Games. For instance, organized finance scapes
Regional, national, and international businesses networks come in to invest in the whole city. In Mediascape, the opening and closing ceremony showcased national cultures, as well as Idioscape, images of the whole city and country, their history and customs circulate worldwide to attract tourists. And Ethnoscape, migration of businesses networks and localities that are removed from parts of the city to make space for Olympic venues.
According to Arjun Appadurai, an eminent sociologist and cultural theorist, made of significant contribution to the field of social anthropology, particularly in the study of globalization and its impact on culture, economy, and identity. His work have provided valuable insights into the complexity of our interconnected world and have reshaped our understanding of how global processes shape local experience. In this article, we will delve into the life and work of Arjun Appadurai, exploring his case, idea, and their relevance in today's global society. So, anthropologist Arjun Appadurai has discussed these terms of 5 specific scapes of flows. First, ethnoscope, second, technoscope, and third, ideascope, fourth, finanscope, and 5, mediascope. So the first scope, ethnoscope. The definition of ethnoscope represents the movement of people around the world. And the second, technoscope. The technoscope refers to the ways technology helps with cross-border movements. And the third is finanscape. Finanscape refers to the rapid movement of money across borders. And the fourth is mediascape. Appadurai wrote of the power of international media to send news information across the globe of rapid rate. And the last is ideascope. Ideascope refers to the idea symbols and narratives that have spread around the globe. For example, the rapid spread of democracy in the 18th and 19th century.
The term technoscape, ethnoscape, mediascapes, finanscapes, and idioscapes were coined by anthropologist Arjun Appadurai. In his influential work on globalization, he uses these terms to describe the various dimensions or scapes through which cultural and economic flows move in the globalized world. Here's a brief explanation of each. So first is ethnoscape. Ethnoscape describes the movement of people across borders, including terrorists, immigrants, refugees, and expatriates. It highlights the shifting landscapes of population and the way in which people connect, mix, and influence each other culturally. For example, the migration of Syria refugees to Europe, the global monadism of digital workers, or the diaspora communities in major cities around the world.
The 5 dimensions of global cultural flows include ethnoscapes, mediascapes, technoscapes, finansescapes, and ideoscapes. These 5 scapes of globalization each encompass different aspects of ideological and technological exchange at the global level. Now, for mediascapes, in short, refers to the distribution of electronic technologies, entities, or capabilities which produce information as well as the information they disseminate. Mediascapes represent the movement of different types
of media across political boundaries. Now, example of mediascapes include sources of information and media such as YouTube, Netflix, CNN, and Fox News. In many cases, the internet has facilitated the sharing of media from different countries.
Good day. I'm Decadet Ferolino and I'm going to explain some of the scapes of globalization. First is the technoscapes, meaning this refers to the global and use of technology. It includes the flow of technological innovations and the infrastructure that supports them. For example, the worldwide adoption of smartphones or the spread of internet across the globe. Globalization has accelerated the spread of technology, make it easier to communicate or to work and easy access information around the world. And the second one is the financescapes, meaning this involves the global flow of money, including investments, stock exchanges, and currency exchanges that happen across borders. For example, international trade, where companies invest in different companies on the global influence of stock market.
The fourth is eduscape. Eduscape relates to the flow of ideas, ideologies, and cultural practices across the globe. This includes political ideologies, religious beliefs, and cultural norms that influence the societies worldwide. For example, the global spread of democracy, the influence of Western consumerism, or the diffusion of environmentalism and the human rights movements. These scapes are interconnected and represent the complex and dynamic nature of globalization, where different flows influence and reshape societies in diverse ways. The scapes of globalization. Globalization has been used in both popular and academic literature to describe a wide variety of phenomena, including a process, a condition, a system, a force, and an age.